I'm on a health journey and have currently lost 40 kilos using Ozempic as a helping hand. My weight loss has been stalled for the last 3 months. Do you have any advice to keep the weight coming off? I need to lose another 20 kilograms.
The Ozempic question, a question I thought was going to pop up at some time, and it's finally here. But first, a big round of applause, please. If you're listening to this, clap for this person who's remaining anonymous. You've lost 40 kilos. 40 kilos already. That is an enormous amount of weight, and that should be celebrated day in, day out. And I'm really glad that you're still going. Another 20 to go. It's still a lot of weight to lose, and if I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be the hardest weight for you to lose. The last 20, the last 10, the last 5, the last 1, they're the hardest to get off your body. And the funny thing is it might not be the last 20 kilos you lose. You'll gain, you'll fluctuate, but we'll go through that in just a second. I want to touch on Ozempic. Ozempic is magic. And I've come around to this. At first, when I heard of what this peptide does, I'll go through that in a second, I was very reluctant. Because I'm a purist when it comes to health and fitness. I think that our habits and behaviors will outweigh any supplement or any medical intervention. But I'm seeing Ozempic in a different light, and I see it similar to antidepressants. We know that antidepressants aren't the best for us. They mess with the way we feel, they mess with our hormones, they mess with our neurotransmitters, but they serve such an important role for so many people out there. As one of my friends told me years ago, Sarah, she said, look, antidepressants weren't the goal. They weren't a part of my story. But what they did do is they got me off the couch. They gave me the initial step into creating a better life. And purely because of that, they should be celebrated. Ozempic is the same. For millions and millions, maybe billions one day of people around the world, Ozempic will be the step into their fitness journey. The door will be open to them because of this medication. Is it the long-term solution? I don't think so, but I could be proven wrong. And so what Ozempic does is it's a GLP-1 agonist, it's a peptide, and a peptide is actually a natural compound. Sorry to get a bit nerdy. What am I trying to say? It's a row in my head. It's a sequence is the word. A sequence of amino acids. Amino acids are the breakdowns of protein. It's a sequence of amino acids that will make your body work in different ways. So it's a bit different to hormone replacement therapy. Hormone replacement therapy is you put a hormone into your body. This one is sort of like a signal. You send a signal to your body through a peptide, and your body changes in certain ways. And we're finding Ozempic to be quite good for inflammation. It's anti-inflammatory, but the main benefit is it makes people eat less. It makes you less hungry. But what we're finding now is that people are eating so little food, which is good for weight loss, don't get me wrong, but they're eating so little food that they're burning a lot of their muscle. And every PT out there that hears that word, burning of muscle, their heart breaks. Because when we're looking at longevity, when we're looking at quality of life, when we're looking at metabolic health, muscle on your body is crucial, and we must do everything within our power to maintain it or build it. Because here's a situation that will happen for the typical person on Ozempic. They'll go on it, they'll lose a heap of weight. Perhaps this person, they'll lose 40 kilos. But along with those 40 kilos, there might be 10 kilos of muscle, which might be exaggerating it, but it's a lot. And so they come out of it, they say, hey, I don't need it anymore. Their metabolism is so low because they're eating very little food. Their muscle mass is decreased, meaning their metabolism is even lower, which means if they eat very minimal calories over what they're eating now, they're going to gain that weight back and more some and be in a worse spot because they also have less muscle. I'm sorry if this sort of evades your logic here. We must keep the muscle in our body. So firstly, for this person, I want to make sure that you are lifting weights and lifting heavy weights. I don't want you to be going into the gym, getting sweaty and panting. I want you to be going into the gym, lifting something really heavy, stressing your body neurologically, and then recovering, resting between your sets. And if you're not working with a trainer already, please do. They'll point you in the right direction. And if you're on the Sunshine Coast or in Brizzy and you are on Ozempic and you want a trainer to help you, I know someone. They're one of the best trainers that I know. Reach out, hello@bartwalsh.com.au, and I'll shoot you to him. He specifies in people on Ozempic, and he's using a methodology that looks long-term and not just short-term for short-term weight loss. Now let's go back to the question. I didn't intend this to be so fitnessy, but stay with me. Do you have any advice to keep the weight coming off? So let's just say you're staying on Ozempic, which I think you should. You're eating maybe 1,000 calories a day, which is typical for someone on Ozempic, but is very low, and there's no weight coming off. The first thing you can do is eat less, which I do not recommend. For most of the clients that I coach, I don't want them, male or female, to be below 1,600 calories. 1,600 calories is the bare minimum. I want most of them to be around the 2,500, 3,000 calories a day. And we can do that by feeding the body and training in the right step. So I don't want you to cut your calories even more. I want you to commit for the next month, 2 months, 3 months. This is going to sound backwards, but to increase your calories and get stronger. I want you to build muscle. Because what this is going to do is increase your metabolism, which means you'll be able to eat more food. You might be able to bump up your calories to 1,500, maybe 2,000 calories, depending on your weight and your training age. And then once we hit that point, we can then shave some more calories off and we'll see the fat fly off. So remember, weight loss is always a two-way street. It's a maintenance and building of muscle whilst burning the fat. It's not just losing as much weight as possible. I can cut off your arm and we'll lose 8 kilos, but you won't have an arm. So remember, there's a two-way street. It's muscle and fat. So my recommendation here is to commit to the next 3 months of getting as strong as possible on a squat, a deadlift, a push, and a pull. Increasing your calories just slightly. Have a chat to your trainer or a nutritionist to help you out here. Make sure you're hitting your protein targets so you are recovering from the training that we want you to do. Increase your total calorie intake to around that 2,000, 2,500, perhaps even higher. And then we can shave some calories off and you'll see the fat fly off again. Remember, weight loss is not linear. You don't just keep losing and losing and losing and losing and losing and losing. There has to be periods in your training journey where you gain that weight back, increase the metabolism for future weight loss, for future fat loss. If you have, and look, I know it might be a bit confusing here, but if you have any questions about this, if you're listening and going, I kind of get it, I kind of don't, write in hello@bartwalsh.com.au. Let me know your context like this person did, and we'll answer that question for you.